Can you give us any, ooh, this is good. Can you give us any hints on what to expect with this new fitness project? Will it be P90X4 under a different name?
No.
Do you have a name for it yet?
No.
Thanks from Florida.
Well, you know, how much can I reveal at this point? Well, hello, boys and girls. It's Mr. and Mrs. Horton once again. It's episode 7 here at Tony Talks. Can you believe it? Time just keeps on flying by. But you know what? Your questions keep coming in. Your great stories keep coming in. So we're going to keep on doing them. Mrs. Horton, you ready to rock?
I'm ready to rock.
Da-da-da-da-da-boop. Now, we got our first story. Really exciting. This comes from Eli's Coming, all the way from New Jersey. All right, so kind of an amazing story. So here we go. Sit back and relax and listen to what Eli has to say. He says, "Dear Tony and the incredible Mrs. Horton." How about that? I think we got an inside relationship there with Eli. But anyway, he says he's 25 years old and he's been doing P90X for the last 6 years, but not in the good way. Well, we should read on and see what that means. He says, "I've started the program and stopped. I've finished the program twice, lost a bunch of weight and gained it all back and then some. I've burned myself out many times, and it seems like every time my friends saw me, I was working out on day one, and I was stuck in this vicious cycle with no way out for many years. Ugh." Anyway, I'm sure a lot of folks at home can kind of relate to that. "When my father died and my girlfriend of 5 years broke up with me, I just flat out quit. And I said, I just don't care anymore. And I punished myself with food and no exercise because I thought I was a failure. Then one day, the universe introduced me to the woman of my dreams, and she was the most patient, sweet, caring human being that's awesome I've ever come across. I swear I had no clue they made them that way anymore." Well, I happen to have one of those as well, so good for you.
Must be my sister.
Yes, your mom's sister, totally. But clearly, I was not my best self for her in any way like she deserved. But she still accepted me for who I was, and it changed my life forever. The next 6 months, I dedicated myself to pushing myself beyond anything I have ever done and got way out of my comfort zone in one fell swoop. I lost 50 pounds in the first 4.5 months, which is amazing. And by 6 months, I was a totally different person. I get so emotionally thinking of my lady's patience and the infinite burst of motivation she's been giving me to be better in every aspect of my life, and I'm so thankful for a simple 30-minute-a-day workout that let me modify moves, pause, and just do my best and forget the rest, especially at the beginning when I would be so out of breath just doing jumping jacks or walking up some stairs. Back in those days, I couldn't do more than 3 pull-ups without a chair or use a pull-up band. Now I can do about 20 pull-ups at any given time. We are planning on having kids soon, and I'm not even nervous or worried.
No.
How about that? I actually have never been more excited for anything in my life, and I know I have never felt that way I would have never felt that way without plunging straight into P90X for the long haul. Sorry for me butchering this, doing the best I can. I went from a loser who quit on himself and my happiness to a guy that looks for a new way every day to challenge myself. Thank you so much for this incredible program, Mr. Horton. Mr. Horton, well, I like the formality there. The world is truly blessed to have your charisma and charm. Yeah, I put that in. That's me. No, that actually was Eli. Your charisma and charm and your passion still with us all today. You have changed so many lives, and mine is just another way to add to that list. Godspeed, Tony. Godspeed, Tony. Here's a who. Okay, there you go. So that's what I used to be called when I was a kid. P.S. Love P90X, but I'm ready for some new jokes there. Ty Cobb. Ha ha ha. So Ty Cobb is from Sean Callahan, who used to wear the crazy socks. So
that's correct.
Nice to come up with 100 names for him. So
That's right.
Again, I'm not good at reading stories, but I guess you get.
No, I think I can see through your glasses. Well, I can barely see through your glasses.
Why are they smudgy?
They're very, very dirty.
Are they in a really good way? All right. Are they? I just thought I cleaned them. Anyway, hey, you know what I mean? It's just Sean and I reading some stuff through our smudgy glasses. Now watch how well she does. I have to check these out. Really?
Well, I have an advantage because I don't have to wear glasses.
You read, I'll clean.
Okay, I'm going to read because our first question comes from Linda in New Jersey.
Linda,
And she
Jersey.
says, I have been doing Wednesday night plyo workouts and have been doing hardcore since it first came out. I've used all your workouts and got the best results from hardcore, and I like the short, more high-intensity workouts. I also run each day, so it works for me. I have heard you mention abs. I have not heard you mention abs or a core workout at all during your live workouts. Do you do a fine-tuning after your workouts focusing on abs, or do you believe the plyo is enough as it works your core as well? I guess every exercise really does if it's done properly. Also, your new program, Next Level, I cannot get it. Amazon Prime is not available in my area. I have tried a few other ways and I can't get access to it. Have you considered creating your own app? This way, we would not have to go through another source to get it and we could pay a monthly fee for your app. Thanks for all you do. I'm 62 and in the best shape of my life at this time. That is incredible.
Wow.
That was Lisa.
Lisa's got two questions, obviously, right?
Yes.
So her first question is, which is
about not doing abs. And
okay, great. So yeah, I mean, if you've been doing the workouts with us on Saturdays and Wednesdays, yeah, I do yoga, but I add some core and ab stuff in the yoga one. But I don't do it after plyo because plyo is brutal enough. I mean, I make the thing a damn hour and 10 minutes long. Hey, let's all do Haberperics after that. And the honest truth is that I don't typically these days do core or ab specific exercises while I'm on my forearms or on my back or something or on my butt, because of all the ninja core stuff that I've been doing, right? So I do a lot of pegboard work and ninja core stuff, and
that's tons of abs.
It's
right?
just all, especially when you're your leg, you need your legs. So you're doing this kind of rocking, knee lifting motion to get through the course. And then with yoga, it's already there, and my core is probably as strong as it's ever been. So yeah, I don't typically need to do that or to put you all through that after plyo. I think that would just be cruel. And yeah, so I don't sneak one in after I turn off the camera. I just do it during the week, during my regular workouts, because my workouts are so body weight centric.
Yeah.
And
if you're doing hardcore, Lisa, you already know there's tons of core in hardcore.
Hardcore. There's hardcore.
Hardcore and hardcore.
There's hard CORPS for your CORE. All right, so it's already in there. And then, typically what happens when you're making a program like P90X, X2, X3, most people are expecting an ab-specific routine. And when we do our new one, we'll probably still have that as well, because that's just what people want. But if you're doing body weight type exercises, a lot of ninja type stuff or parkour type stuff, that kind of stuff, a lot of plyometrics, your core's already involved. And now on your second question in regards to Next Level, yeah, it's interesting. Initially, you had to jump through a few hoops to be able to find it. You had to be part of Roku or Amazon Prime or Verizon Fios, and a lot of people weren't. Of course, people in Canada couldn't get it. People in Mexico, people in Europe couldn't get it, right? So, and this was their decision to do it that way. I had no part in doing any of that. But I will tell you that there will be an announcement coming very shortly. There is going to be an app. There's going to be a website, and I don't care where you live on planet Earth, you'll be able to get it. So if you have the old version, let's say you're on Amazon, Roku, Amazon, whatever, Verizon Fios, you can cancel that, and then you can begin to pay for the app. You won't need to do both. And and that's really cool because people from around the world will be able to get to it. So I hope that announcement will be coming very soon. I'm waiting for all that material to come in for me to start doing those promos. I haven't seen it yet. We had a great powwow about that, the folks at Gaim and my manager and others. So look for it soon. Good questions.
Cool. So that'll be on your social media then?
It will. It most certainly will, yes.
Right on. Next question is from Christopher in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Christopher!
Yeah.
By the way, Christopher, I wonder if he's one of the 50 Christophers that I signed posters for. I swear to God, I never saw so many Christophers.
Christopher. How many Jennifers did you see?
Quite a few Jennifers. Yeah. No Corneliuses. Only one Shauna, one Tony, and one Anthony.
Really?
Only one Tony. And of course there's 1,020 of them, and I've signed almost 500. So, and by the time this airs, I'll probably be into about 750 of them. So maybe there'll be a Shauna or another Tony. Who knows?
All right, we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll update you next week on the additional names.
On that,
I'm sure
yes.
that was super exciting
Yes,
for you.
indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, so much.
Christopher from Fort Lauderdale, Florida says, "Hey Tony and Shauna, we are loving the weekly Tony Talks, and I'm also enjoying the weekly yoga and plyo.
Woo!
My girlfriend and I were so sad to see the Friday dance party come to an end.
So were we.
We were. We've also started reading the big picture together. Oh, that's sweet.
Wow.
And I always thought
funny.
how cool it would be to fly in a fighter jet until I read Law Number 6 on intensity.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll ever see my question, but here it is. Can you give us any, ooh, this is good. Can you give us any hints on what to expect with this new fitness project? Will it be P90X4 under a different name?
Oh.
Do you have a name for it yet?
No.
Thanks from Florida.
Well, how much can I reveal at this point?
I can reveal one thing. The name we're thinking of is under attorney review at the moment, so
That's
we
very
can't
true.
say a
That's
word.
very true. We had a really neat idea for it, but the last thing we want to do is we don't want to step on any toes. You know what I mean? But one of the things that we want to do when it comes to the name is there are components to this that are critical for success. Obviously food, fitness, mindfulness, supplementation, and others. And we want to make sure that the number that we use reflects the number of components. You know what I mean? So we're toying with it, and we have trademark attorneys looking at it because other companies, we don't want to step on any toes, of course, like that. So including Beachbodies. So I can tell you this about the program. We want to take the best of the best from all of it. We want to pull from X2, X3, next level, hardcore, things that are really, really effective, moves that people really, really like, but we're also going to reinvent some stuff.
Yeah, and things you've never ever seen in any of his past programs.
Correctamundo.
Which is all big top secret.
And all top secret. And here's the thing. Here's the one thing I will say about this next program. People want the full hour. People want 45 minutes. People want a half an hour. People want 10 minutes. So we are coming up with a formula. I want to say as little as possible on this. We're going to come up with a formula to try to satisfy as many people as possible. That's all I'm going to say about that. I wish I could say more.
That was good.
Thank you from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
That was good.
Christopher,
you almost got him to spill.
Almost, but no, I didn't do it. I told you a little bit, but no, I couldn't tell you as much. You'll learn more as we talk about it more and post more. So.
That's right. And again, stay tuned for September 4th.
September 4th. Great point.
For the big announcement.
We're telling you all again and again and again and again, all right? Because a lot of people missed out on the raffle, and the raffle came and went, even though we thought we announced, we gave you a whole week. Apparently, we're going to need to tell you a month in advance.
It's a save the date right now for September 4th for the big gigantic announcement. That's 2020 in case you're somewhere in the future watching this.
Exactly right. So September 4th, and you'll have an entire week. What we're letting you know now, so write it down so you don't miss out, because a lot of you want to be VIP folks for this beta group. We're going to have beta 1, beta 2, and like for the raffle we had 5,200 people. We might stop the VIP
there. If all 5,200 want in, that might be it.
That might be it. We're thinking maybe 10,000, but it becomes unmanageable at that point. You know what I mean? Like if I have another poster contest and it's like 11,000, I'll never,
He'll never leave that
my
house.
hand. This will be my hand for like the rest of my life. So yeah.
Okay. You ready for the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go. Next one is from Alexandria from Montana.
Oh.
And Alexandria says, "Hello, Shauna and Tony. My whole family looks forward to Tony Talks every week. We love it."
Back-to-back Tony Talk lovers.
Thank goodness. First off, I want to thank you for helping me understand that exercise and eating healthy foods are ultimately about my health and quality of life and not about the numbers on the scale, dress sizes, and tape measurements.
Check that
Very
box.
important.
Good for you, girl.
I won't lie, I still step on a scale once in a while. So do we.
Mm.
And I don't like what it feels like in my clothing when my clothing begins to get uncomfortably tight. So here's my question. I am just plain terrible at the form of martial arts and boxing. Every
the
time
form of martial arts? Or
at any form.
Oh,
At
okay.
any form.
Of any
Sorry.
form,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. You're my soul sister.
Yeah, right. Totally.
I am. Oh.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, every time it comes up in any of your programs, I skip it because I feel like such a dork.
Oh my gosh. That's
Can I just
funny.
go for a brisk walk or jog instead? Please say yes. I already know the answer to this one.
Oh wow. Did we get a question like this?
Soul sister, soul sister.
Shauna hates it. She hates air punching and kicking and all of that stuff. So here's the reason why martial arts is in there. And didn't we get a question about this for yoga last week?
Well, and this takes you right back to core too.
Well, thank you, because
You're welcome.
you helped me answer this question. The amazing thing about, martial arts and boxing, and then you'll find it in P90X, X2, X3, it's the twisting and the turning and the torquing and the hand-eye coordination, and you're learning something there, right? You're learning a skill. Yoga is very skill-based, right? It's not just some sort of rudimentary linear motion on a stationary bike or on a treadmill or on a VersaClimber, which are all great ways of burning calories and working on your cardiovascular system and working on your heart, lungs, and legs and stuff, right? So, but what I try to do, and the reason why P90X, X2, X3, all these things are so effective, is because I'm teaching you how to move like an athlete, right? And these are skill-based exercises, all right? And so sure, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I got to keep my hands up, I got to keep my elbows in, or what's the jab, where's the cross, I got to turn my hips, I got to drive my knees, I got to have a fighter stance. There's a lot of things you have to learn, like where do my wrists go? Like, Shauna's like, I'm a girl, I'm not used to do this kind of thing. But you know what I mean?
But how far have I come?
A long way.
Long way.
And now she tries.
You're going to get there.
Now she punches me and my arm turns black and blue.
I do, and he cries.
I do a little bit cries, little tears. So be okay with the fact that you're not good yet. Be okay with the fact that you're learning something along the way. You know what I mean? I think I'm pretty good at the cueing part of this stuff. So listen to where I tell you where to put your feet. Listen to where I tell you to put your hands. You know what I mean? If it doesn't feel or look like what you're seeing, I mean, you've got Alice there, who's like a third degree, martial artist. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about me. And by the way, when I did the P90X Kempo, it was the very last program I created because I was pretty terrible at it. I couldn't throw a jab, cross, hook, and uppercut. It felt very new and weird, but I knew how important it was, so I spent a lot of time with obviously Wesley Idle was one of the people who helped me a lot, and others. So hang in there, keep doing it. All that twisting, turning, torquing, uppercuts, back kicks. You're working your glutes, you're working your core, you're working your shoulders, and you're working your heart, lungs, and legs. It's an amazing, way to burn a bunch of calories, learn an amazing skill, and work on your core. So the answer is no. Don't go for a brisk walk or jog. Get in there and stink it up and be in the moment and smile and don't judge it.
That's right. Stick with it, Alexandra. I promise you'll get better.
Yes, you will.
Okay. Our next question is from Timothy from Texas, and he's age 54.
Timothy from Texas.
And he says, I know some strength loss, and I think it's because of my age. And I'm also considering changing my protein to Tony's Power Life brand. And I want to know if you think that would also help with these issues.
Oh, wow. Was that a plant question you put in there to try to sell some Power Life? Is that what happened there?
No, it was not. It was.
All right, Timothy from Texas, age 54. Hey, you're at that age where you're going to... And by the way, I feel like I'm doing the infomercial right now, and if it sounds like it, I apologize. But, I'm very fortunate to have run into the organization that makes my product because, I got really sick at the end of October 2017, and I had an accelerated version of something called sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss. And it just happens to people in their late 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, right? So just the nature of who we are as human beings. It just takes twice as much work, longer recovery. What kind of formulations do you need to kind of piece together, whether it be creatine or protein or whatever else. So there's a lot of research on something called HMB, and HMB is an acronym for hydroxy, butyrate, something. Anyway, it's the best way to put this is it sort of helps leucine. Leucine is an amino acid, so it helps leucine do its job better. And the studies have also shown that if you also add some chromium and some vitamin D, the vitamin D in conjunction, like things sometimes work better with other things as opposed to all by themselves. And so that's the reason why. And if you go online, you'll see a lot of HMB products. It's not like we've invented the wheel. We just think that our formula is better because we've mixed in it with other things that other companies haven't, because it's a more expensive process, right? So, but I told them, I said, look, I got so sick, I lost so much weight. Shauna was there; she saw me lose those 25 pounds. And they said, all right, well, let us do some research, and then we're going to hand you some of those studies. We want you to read them as well and tell us what you think. And so we did all that. We did sort of a collective brainstorming powwow and all that. Thank you. That's a great way to put it. And I'm really proud of this product. There's chocolate, vanilla, whey, and plant-based. They're called high-impact plant proteins, and people seem to love them. I mean, I'm going to name drop now. Ewan McGregor, who's he's a pretty big deal. He loves it. You know what I mean? Scott Pfeiffer loves it. Our neighbor Anna across the street loves it. We've had some people really say a lot of great things about it, you know what I mean? And what I'm also seeing in line is a lot of people are getting it. Like just today, I was looking on the P90X Never Lies challenge group page.
Never lies?
P90X Never Lies.
Never lies.
Or dies. Doesn't die. Normally we would cut there, but we're not gonna. I'm not gonna cut. We're just gonna keep
It's
going.
more fun.
It's more
People like seeing the real,
Yeah.
the real us.
The real us. Making mistakes. P90X never dies page. And he said, hey, I just got it, Tony, and I saw all the hype, and I'm going to let you know after this bottle is done. So, I hope his name was Arnold.
All right.
Yeah, Arnold.
Let us know,
so
Arnold.
Hopefully Arnold will like it as well. So, yeah, I mean...
And Timothy from Texas.
And Timothy from Texas.
No, that was who this was.
Oh,
question was from.
I know. Timothy from Texas, age 54. All right. Boy, this Tony Talks is a mess, but hopefully you're all right with it, everybody. It's been a long day. But we're here. We're plugging away, man. Hopefully we're answering these questions and not looking like complete idiots.
Sorry, Tony has signed a lot of posters.
I
Let's just put
signed
it that
like
way.
225 posters today.
No, you're today alone.
Today
Correct.
alone. Yes. It's okay.
Correct.
Oh, good.
Correct. All right.
All right, who's up, Mrs. Orr?
We're going to pretend like we're just perfect from here on out. Okay.
Yeah.
This is from Mustafa from Istanbul.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Mustafa says, thanks to you, I have a good, fit body, and more importantly, I started to live and eat healthy. I really appreciate you. You made it all fun. After a point, I stopped doing sports for health and I started doing it for fun only. I'm doing the P90X doubles program and I'm also boxing, and it takes me about 3 hours a day.
Oh my gosh.
He says, if I do any less, I feel like I didn't do sports. I guess that's like workouts
Yeah, I guess,
in
yeah.
Istanbul. And Mustafa wants to know, is it harmful to do sports too much?
Wow. And that's a great question because, the idea here is to get results, right? The idea is to see some physical change, mental and emotional change comes with that. And everybody's different. Now, I don't know how old Mustafa is. He could be in his 20s, and so he can probably handle that time under tension, so to speak. So he's boxing and doing P90X doubles, and now he's wondering, can I do more sports? It really depends on the individual. If you look at professional, collegiate, Olympic athletes, they're in the pool all day, they're in the boxing ring all day, they're on the track all day. And it's not like they're running or swimming or boxing the whole time, right? There's a combination of things that they're doing. But, it's part of who they are. It's part of their life. They just have that sort of vim and vigor, and they have that mindset, and they have that genetic talent. I don't, my workouts sometimes are 2.5 hours, but I'm not going the whole time, I'm taking breaks. More of my stuff is sort of hypertrophy / HIIT training type exercises. So Mustafa, I would tell you, man, that if you're not getting injured, you're not really tired, you don't feel like your joints are killing you, keep doing what you're doing. But I would say, you don't want to keep this pattern forever. All right, P90X doubles and boxing and wondering whether that's too much. You know what I mean? You might want to back off for a little while, take a week break, or go change to P90X3 for a while, or maybe jump into P90X2 because that'll be a whole new wake-up call as well. So, is it too harmful to do too much? For some people, it is, and your body will tell you. For example, I did yoga this morning, actually, and I had to modify the heck out of it. It really turned into a stretch class because today would have been day 8, and I normally don't work out 8 days in a row, and so I just really chilled out. I got a great stretch. The thing ended up being over an hour anyway, and that just felt like the right choice for me. And then everybody who was looking in experienced that as well. So if I did a full-blown yoga class, then tomorrow's Sunday workout would have been really hard for me. So just listen to your body, do the best you can, don't overtrain, and then again on the other end of the spectrum, don't undertrain either. A lot of people aren't doing enough, and that's why they're not seeing results. But it sounds like you, dude. You are one motivated guy, so just don't get hurt in the process. All right?
That's for sure. Okay. Next question is from Kansas. Let's try this again. Candace from Mandeville, Louisiana. And she says, hi, my question is directed to Shauna. I'm a 50-year-old woman who has exercised the majority of my life. At 17, I started dabbling in weights, but then found running at 25, and I was hooked. For the most part, it was all about how it made me feel after the workout. I think we can all relate to that. By my mid-40s, I had done CrossFit, yoga, and spinning, and I had also tried one mini triathlon and some local 5Ks. As of 5 years ago, all of the above was sidelined due to lower back issues, and that I can relate to. I get epidurals and radio frequency on my facets annually in order to stay mobile. I find that I have to limit folding over a bit in up dog as well as doing yoga. I go for runs sporadically because I miss it, and I just need to run off the crazies sometimes. I get that. I exercise at home due to a vision condition that prohibits me from driving. So I built an exercise room, her she shed, behind her house, outfitted with weights, bands, TRX, etc. Exercise has been such an important part of my life and has been the best medicine for dealing and living with the visual impairment. It has been my only release. I know you've mentioned that you suffer with lower back issues, and I was hoping that you could share some insight on how you stay motivated and how you choose your routines to avoid injury. Thank you, Candace. Candace, that's, I think, an excellent question that I'm sure a lot of people out there have. And I not only have low back, but I also have a rupture and a bulge in my thoracic, and I've got some small herniations in my cervical as well, so I can definitely relate. I also get the epidurals. I will say, I don't know, of course, what kind of doctor you're going to. I go to a pain management doctor, and the epidurals that I get aren't your typical, what's the normal stuff, cortisone or whatever?
Yeah.
They're not your typical cortisone, which, for what I understand, has a limit to how many times you can get this.
Correct, yeah.
What I get is a little bit different. I've talked to my doctor about it. He said it's different in the fact that it actually is more effective and you can get it more often, which is sort of a win-win. So I technically could get injections 2 weeks apart in different areas of my back, and I can get them a couple times a year, and that helps tremendously. The facet thing didn't help a lot.
Right.
Yeah, but some other things that you could consider trying is, what do they call it? They put you on a table, hang you upside down, where they sort of open up those vertebral bodies to give you more room inside your neck to take
We have a teeter hang up.
Yeah, the teeter hang up is good, and then my chiropractor's office has these decompression things. One of them is a cervical one, and one of them is for your
Torso.
lumbar and your thoracic area. Those have helped me a lot. What else helps a lot? I don't take drugs, so I would say just like, Advil and Tylenol, and then listen to your body. I mean, it took me, a year probably to find what types of exercises I could do and what types of exercises I couldn't do to avoid injury. So you just have to kind of play with it.
Also, too, her physical therapist, she'll go in for different things, her knee or some other part of her body, but, she's always kind of checking on your back and whatnot. And, you were talking about this in last week's episode was, part of the issue is that, you have asymmetry in your body. So one part of your body that's overtrained or exhausted or something is pulling on another. And your back, that happens with your back as well. So Holly gives Shauna some rehab exercises that she can do to take some of the pressure off certain parts of her back, which is just only one piece to the long puzzle that she was talking about.
It is. And let me tell you, the pain management doctor who does the epidurals and all these other things said that, once a week PT is just a must. There's no way around it. If I want to avoid surgery and I want to continue to lead an active lifestyle, it's going to be a combination of different things. So there might be some other things you can add in.
Good one.
Yeah.
Mama finishes the final question. Is that the final question?
That was it.
Well, there you go, boys and girls. Another Tony Talks. I know we seem a little blurry-eyed and can't read, but these were really great questions, and hopefully we didn't screw them up too badly. And a really inspiring story there from Eli from New Jersey today. Thank you, Eli. Rock on, my brother. Keep on doing the right thing. So, from Tony Horton and
Shauna Horton.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next week, episode 8.
That's right.
Over and out.